Hello, everyone in Cable Land. We are 3 members of the Abington Celebrates Committee here tonight to talk about our upcoming Oktoberfest activities. And that this year will be held on Saturday, October 12th, and Sunday, October 13th. This is our 4th year of doing Oktoberfest. It seems to be growing every year. It seems to be a hit, and we're happy to continue on and perhaps add some new events as we go. We'll be talking about that quite a bit. But what we'll do is we're just going to kind of run through the calendar of events that we're doing and be able to organize things in that way. So hopefully it will make sense. And a lot of them, if you've been following us, you might be familiar with them from the past. There's some new twists on some old friends. And so we're going to start out with our first event is the Oktoberfest Marketplace from 9 to 2 at United Church of Christ in Abington. Now, Nancy, you are a member, you're actively involved in all of that. Would you like to tell us, please, what's going on that day?
Sure. The first thing you'll see when you enter the parish hall of the church is a big, I would say, like we're calling it the marketplace, of vendors that make jewelry, or they sell things like Tupperware, some things like that. Some have special foods. So that's what you'll see first. And then behind the parish hall in the library will be all kinds of baked goods for you to buy, so you don't have to bake for the weekend. Then probably the biggest thing is raffles that we have, and then the thrift shop. The thrift shop will be adding another huge room in the lower level where the thrift shop is located. It will be open from 9 to 2 instead of 9 to 1. And a lot of people have brought in Christmas things that they no longer want. And last year we filled a huge room with all kinds of Christmas decorations and things that could make gifts. There will also be a little bit of decoration items that are for Thanksgiving or Halloween, but they will have a special sale on several items, and they'll be bringing out all the fall and winter coats and boots for people to have a good choice from if they're looking for a new coat. The thrift shop has many, many things, and if you look over here, one of the things that came in last year were some German authentic children's clothing. Now, this is called a dirndl, as is the large one that you can see over here. It's only a costume, but it looks a lot like the authentic ones.
That's not called a St. Pauli girl outfit, no?
Yeah, it's more like a barmaid, really. I was reading descriptions about this other word that I looked up called dirndl blouse, which is the blouse that you can put underneath this jumper type dirndl. And when they described it, they were saying that it's supposed to enhance the woman's chest. So they all do if you ever look them up online.
Oh, I do. Oh,
I know, Kenny told me not to block the legs on this poster behind me. And then this is a little boy's, what they would call a Kinderhose instead of a Lederhosen, because Kinder means child. So these are 2 items of the batch that came into the thrift shop. So you never know what you're going to find at the thrift shop.
Now, Ken, are you doing Lederhosen again this year?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
There's a request every year.
And you didn't model them for us tonight?
Yep.
No. One day a year.
And that's it. Okay.
That's it. One day a year.
We're rationed.
And I often called what I'm wearing, I call it like an Alpine hat.
Yes.
But I found out it's called a filzhut. So this is my filzhut, and that Kenny's wearing his.
But yours is authentic.
Mine came from Liechtenstein, but the feather fell off, so this is my own invention.
You've improvised. That
So
works too.
anyways, you'll find lots of things that that will interest you, that you might help you with your Christmas shopping or your decorating for the holidays. So you should plan to stop by the marketplace. And also at lunchtime, we'll be offering our famous clam chowder.
Yay.
And
I'll be there.
There may be another one to go with the clam chowder. And then, of course, hamburgers or hot dogs, whatever you'd like to have for lunch. So there's lots that you can find at the marketplace.
Now, are you guys doing raffles again this year?
Yes, I did mention that we are having raffles, and
Okay.
usually they have at least a couple dozen. And the favorite one for everybody is the one with the scratch tickets. So we'll definitely be doing that again.
And that will be set up in the sanctuary?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And I don't know if they will do a history exhibit this time, but they did it for Founders Day.
Yeah, Bob Valancourt has been running that.
Yeah.
Done a good job with it.
Yep.
And music?
Well, yes.
Is that happening?
I'm not sure if we're having
Okay.
the disc jockey at this or not.
Okay.
They haven't mentioned it because I don't know where they'd put them.
You're
Because
running out
it's-
of room.
Yeah, there's so much
For
that's
this
going to be
event.
on display.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And of course, the church hall is filled up with the vendors. So
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
haven't been to the thrift shop too,
it's expanded.
it's the whole bottom floor of the church basically, and
Yep.
you're gonna find something you didn't know you needed down there.
Right. My job at the thrift shop is supposed to be to take care of the glass room, but we also have a room of children's toys. We also have a room for men, plus all of the other clothing, and then there's a middle room with a bunch of whatever you can think of is in there. So
Books and DVDs in another room. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, we have all kinds of things. So stop by. Its regular hours are Wednesdays from 9 to 1 and 6 to 8 during daylight saving.
Right.
And then Saturdays from 9 to 1. But like I said, they're going to extend the hours till
For this
2.
event. Okay,
Right.
Good. Excellent. I never miss it. It's always good stuff. And so thank you for the description.
Okay.
And we're going to come back to you. But right now, I'd like Ken to perhaps tell us more about the next event, which is the car show at Lowe's from 11 to 2 with Boy Scout Troop 41. Is that who's doing it?
Scout Venturing Crew
Ah,
41, the
a
newest
change.
emergency
Okay.
preparedness venturing crew. That is Saturday from 11 to 2. All cars are welcome, $10 entry fee. 30 trophies will be awarded. It's being sponsored this year by the South Shore Bank, Dunkin' Donuts, Rock Auto, and Lowe's. Lowe's, by the way, graciously donated my buddy here behind me, Jack O'Lantern.
The Great Pumpkin.
The Great
Come
Pumpkin.
on.
Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie Brown. There is a rain date of the Sunday from 11 to 2 for the car show. They've done this a lot. Actually, that's great. There's some really nice classic cars. It gets built up every year too.
They
so
attract a great
There's more and
audience.
more cars.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and the Lowe's parking lot's really big, so it should be a good time. And that's for the venturing crew. Okay, it's free admission, and sometimes they serve food there too. I'm not sure if they're doing that this
they
year,
have.
but that's the venturing crew, and
And if you have a car, it's a $10 entry fee.
yes, but it's free to walk in and
Right.
enjoy the classic cars and maybe some not so classic shiny cars. So.
Well, I think what's kind of fun about it is I often think of car shows as being absolutely perfect condition and fully restored and everything, but this show has that, but it also has some that are in process, so
Absolutely.
to speak, and you're just getting to see old cars more in their raw state as opposed
You
to...
have kind of a
show
classic car, don't you?
I do, actually.
Did you ever think of bringing that to one of these shows?
I
or-
have. I'm usually busy that day, but yeah.
That's true. Sorry, I forgot. That's right.
The Mercedes 380 SL won't drive itself.
Okay.
So, anyway, excellent.
I'm sure one of the scouts will drive it.
No. No, but thank you. It's a
Okay.
good suggestion. And next, I'm going to mention briefly, as the president of the Historical Society of Old Abington, that the Dyer Library is doing an open house, and that will run from 1 to 3. And they will have special exhibits about the history, specifically the history of Abington. This is not their first time doing it. I think they were pleasantly surprised the first time they opened the doors for one of our events as to how well attended it was, and so they got excited about it. So we urge anyone to get up there and learn a little more about the history. And I'm always surprised at how many people drive by the Dyer Library and have never been inside. So it's a good chance to see one of Abington's historic buildings, and also kind of a rare museum and private library on the South Shore, right here in Abington.
Make sure you go downstairs too.
Well, if we let them, but yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was closed. I'm sorry, I did not get a special tour, but there's an old apothecary down that's really neat.
The apothecary, the firefighting equipment.
Yep.
Some of the stuff I think is coming up for this display, but yeah, you can always ask for a special tour. That's something that's good. The big event, as I like to say, I mean, they're all big events, but the traditional event that's happening on Saturday is the Not So Scary Woods event. It was something that was started some time ago by the Lions Club. It's running, as I understand, from 3 to 6 at Island Grove. And you are a member of the Lion Club. Perhaps you're the right person and we can both talk about it together.
Absolutely.
I know that there's a costume parade. I understand Joe's Crazy Critters are going to be there. Touch a Truck. I don't know what Needle in a Haystack is. I guess it's some kind of a game.
Yep.
And face painting, and what am I missing? In fact, it's all free. That's what I
S'mores.
Yes, exactly. This was designed for the little kids.
Sure.
You know, so that
So it's not so scary.
hence the name, and it was during the day. And the Tripoli will hopefully be out of the way by then.
Please, yeah.
We generally have a frost before then. So that's from 3 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Costumes encouraged. Little children, please come down. The Rotary helps make s'mores. The library tells stories. We have a fire pit. The DPW is in charge of that.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I'm not sure what the events are this year, but everything is free. They've had a touch a truck that the DPW and the police and fire have come down and brought some of their vehicles. We've had, as you say, Joe's Crazy Critters.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what you're going to get. It
That's
changes.
true.
It changes every year.
It does.
But a lot of different town groups come together and try to keep the kids entertained. I mean, you don't want to hear it, but I think the local dentist gives out free toothbrushes, which is which is perfect with all the candy they're going to receive on Christmas. On Thanksgiving, I'm sorry.
No, Halloween.
Halloween, yes, exactly. Everything is free, however, usually cream is there, and the Lions have their hot
Yes.
dog trailer, so there is a nominal charge for the ice cream and the hot dogs.
For food, which is
For
what
food,
we
yeah, but-
typically end up charging for at our events. But
Right,
that's about
but it's in flux. One year we had a surprise dance troupe come out and do the Michael Jackson Thriller song, and
yeah.
out of the blue. That was really cool. So you never know what you're going to get. So please come on down. That's at Island Grove. You're better off coming in the back entrance by the cabin.
Park out.
Park on that.
Right near the Busy
and
Beaver
come in.
Day Camp.
Most of
there.
the activities are right there by the cabin
Day
in the
camp.
woods and the daycare. So
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Now, and we're doing, I mentioned we mix new stuff with old stuff, and one of the new things we're doing this year that we're very excited about is we're doing something called Pumpkin Point. And through special arrangement, actually, with Sione's Landscape Design and Garden Center, they are going to offer, through a coupon deal, which we're issuing the coupons, $3 off of buying a pumpkin. Now, if you buy a pumpkin, and this is a family activity, if you buy the pumpkin and carve it and bring it to Island Grove, and we have the hours and everything else about it. There's some specific rules, but just in general, it's a pumpkin carving contest. And we have prizes, first, second, third prizes for that. And they'll be delivered to Island Grove. The committee and assistants will place them and light them. You don't have to do that. And they'll be judged accordingly. We'll also have wish lanterns this year in the Grove pool, and we'll be lighting up the bridge much as we do in Christmas, except this time it'll be lit in orange, appropriate for
thought that was going to be a surprise.
No, that
Oh,
wasn't a
okay.
surprise.
All
Sorry,
right.
sorry. And the other thing that'll happen is the great pumpkin here behind Ken is going to be located on top of the stone bandstand out on the point.
So it'll be Pumpkin Point.
It will indeed
So
be
when
Pumpkin
Not So
Point.
Scary Woods ends at 6 o'clock, it becomes Pumpkin Point.
Absolutely. We'll light the bridge and on we go with a pumpkin judging contest. And the other thing we'll do is we've got the folks coming out with the inflatable screen to do an outdoor movie viewing also at Pumpkin Point. and that will be set up there. The movie this year is Hotel Transylvania 2.
Oh, that's good because last year was
We
Hotel
did
Transylvania 1.
So
Perfect.
this is the sequel. It seems is there a Hotel Transylvania 3? So we know. What
Well,
we're
we'll
doing
have
next year?
we'll have another year to for
Figure it
to
out.
be made, yes.
Okay, we'll figure that out by all means.
Maybe our directors and producers can come up with one.
do their own.
Yes, exactly.
I like that.
We have a great set already.
No argument. It came together very nicely. Ad hoc, but it came together very nicely. Now, there are rules for Pumpkin Point and specifically for the pumpkin carving. Ken, I think you have a handle on that. Can you share that with us?
I do. They may change, but I have kind of the draft rules, and they'll go out in a flyer, hopefully to the schools with the coupon, to encourage people to go to Sione's to pick up their pumpkin. Let's see. Pumpkins. All pumpkins must be completely carved and assembled off-site. All pumpkins must be easy to transport. Inappropriate pumpkins will be disqualified. Pumpkins may use carving kits or commercial stencils. Homemade stencils or free hand carvings will earn more creativity points in the judging. Pumpkins are not to be painted or otherwise decorated. Only carved pumpkins will be entered. Winners will be judged on originality by an esteemed panel of judges.
Absolutely.
Which just
Not
means,
me.
which just means we don't know who they are yet.
Really?
Only carved pumpkins. Winners will be judged on originality and overall design of their finished piece. Please make sure you leave room for a tea light, which we will provide. Either the top can come off or there'll be a big enough opening. Remember, they'll be judged at night, so you want to make sure that they shine really bright. And our plan is to take from the bridge to Pumpkin Point a nice pathway of these pumpkins, so make some nice photo opportunities which look really neat at night. So what else? And Doug spoke about this, families are encouraged to work together on their pumpkin.
Right.
It should be a great activity. I think that's all I really have. Oh, no, I don't. Pumpkins can be dropped off at the Memorial Arch at the end of the Island Grove Bridge from 2 until 5. So you have to have them in by 5. We'll number them, and they'll be judged by the secret panel of hometown judges.
Secret panel now. I like
Secret
that.
panel,
It was
yes.
esteemed, and now it's secret. So you're right. We don't know who they are yet.
Yes,
but we'll
since we don't know who
figure
they
that
are, we don't know if they're esteemed yet, so we'll have to figure it out.
They're just secrets.
Yes.
Can I just jump in on that one?
Please do.
It's always been a vision of mine and something I was hoping Abington will get to do someday, and this will be the start. Wouldn't it be awesome to have all kinds of pathways lined with pumpkins some year?
Through the Grove.
Yeah.
And so this is the beginning, and
Right.
I hope a lot of people will take advantage of and be part of the first time pumpkin display going to Pumpkin Point.
Absolutely.
So, and if we get the whole trail, maybe next year we'll have 2 trails. So we need lots of pumpkins.
The possibilities are limitless, yes.
Yes,
And we'll
yes.
also be looking for volunteers to help us place them and light them.
It's also our plan to have, before the movie, have some popcorn and movie snacks,
Yeah.
cider, coffee, that sort of thing. We're not positive. Hopefully cream will stay. And it'd be great if someone wants to come up and sell cider, coffee, donuts, that sort of stuff. But we plan on having that before
We
the...
could probably use the snack shack for that too.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
So we have a facility on site if anyone wants to get involved in that. It's a cool thing. So that is our Saturday event. We're really pushing the Pumpkin Point idea. It's new, it's different. It should be a fun family activity, and we always push for family activities as part of
You
Abington
briefly touched
Celebrates.
upon the wish lanterns, too.
Wish
And
lanterns, yeah.
We've done that a
I
couple times. That's really a cool thing if you want to explain that.
Well,
maybe.
we had first started it on Flag Day, Founders Day, but as soon as we started doing fireworks, that kind of became moot, so we didn't do it. We tried to do it for one of our December events for Christmas at Island Grove, and the pool froze, so that didn't work either.
Hopefully that won't happen for this.
No, I don't think it's going to happen on October 12th. At least it better not. So anyway, we thought we would revive it for this event, and I think I've ordered 100 wish lanterns. They're just paper cubes, about 8 by 8 by 8, and they can float. And we put the tea lights in them and send them off. In the past, I think we've charged $2 a piece for them and allowed you to mark them up however you want. And there'll be people to help you put them in the pool where they'll float, and should make a beautiful sight. And of course, people will be hanging around for the movie, so it's not like you'll see them and run. They'll just be there for the night until they extinguish themselves. But it's fun to be able to bring that back, and so look for that. That's again something something old that we're bringing back because we think it's the right time for it. So as the sun sets and the movie's over, everyone gets a good night's sleep, but Sunday morning they're going to wake up hungry, of course, and from 8 to 10:30 they can go to the Legion Hall and have a pancake breakfast. I think, Ken, you probably know more about that.
Yes, you definitely want to start off the busy Oktoberfest celebration day with a full belly.
Absolutely.
So, all you can eat pancakes, $8, family max $25. This is an event that for 2 out of the 3 Abington Celebrate weekends, it's becoming more and more popular.
I
too.
agree.
The last one we had was really, I
Pack-
think it's
packing
because
them
I think it's because they realize that I'm doing the cooking.
Is that it?
Yeah, and
Okay.
obviously, you know, you can look at me, you can tell I'm not starving.
You do great English muffins. Yeah.
No, chocolate chip pancakes are my specialty.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I haven't tried those.
Okay, so that is Sunday, 8 to 10:30 at the Legion, which is the actual place where most of the activity is going to be that day later on. I will be in my lederhosen, but I can stay in the kitchen if it's going to ruin your appetite. Pancakes,
thought.
scrambled eggs, sausage, toast, juice, coffee, and tea. Proceeds to benefit the Lions Club charities. So we hope to see you there. It'll be on the Lions Club Facebook site and our Abington Celebrate site. You don't need to buy tickets in advance. Come on down. It's a great value, and it's a good way to start the day.
I agree. I never miss it. It's a good thing.
And I actually have some real maple syrup, pure maple syrup.
Will you hide that for
well,
me?
Well, I think you took the bottle home last year, so I had to get another one. But
You might be right. You know how expensive that crap is? No, okay, never mind. I didn't just say crap on camera, did I? Anyway, okay, that's great, and something new this year. We're going to invite you to go back to Island Grove for the Scout Me In event. Scouting has a wonderful tradition in Abington. I never see as many Eagle Scouts as I do in Abington.
I was a Boy Scout.
See, I was a Cub Scout and I dropped out, so that probably explains a lot. But anyhow, an open house at Island Grove. I'm kind of reading from a brochure, so pardon me here, but it's the Scout BSA Troop 41B, Abington, the Venturing Crew. Now that's the new one, 41 in Abington. Scouts from BSA Troop 22G in Whitman are going to join them, and the Sea Scout ship 323 in Weymouth. Now, again,
I'm sorry,
Sure,
I
go.
don't want to interrupt you. My understanding too is that there is a Girl Scout group camping out on the weekend at one of the nights.
I wasn't aware
I'm
of that.
pretty sure I heard that
Okay.
today. So they're not listed, but that's kind of. I think it's great. The Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and the Venturing Crew accepts the Boy Scouts now
Except women.
So
Except
young
girls.
ladies. Yeah,
Girls.
sorry.
Absolutely
in
girls.
trouble.
Yeah, really.
Bad enough you already said crap, and now you know.
Damn, can't
Let them
win.
not chaperoning.
Anyway, but that event, the Scout Me In, is running from 10 to 2, and they're planning icebreakers and geocaching and cooking demonstrations and team building activities, a quick hike, which they're in Island Grove, why not? And Scout skills and games, and it's an opportunity to meet new friends. The Scouts BSA is a year-round program for youth 11-17 years old. And the Venturing is an inclusive program through the Boy Scouts of America for males and females 14 to 20. They have a set schedule they meet on and plan activities. And Sea Scouts is a program also from Boy Scouts of America for young men and women, also 14 to 20, with opportunities and challenges that, as they say, you won't find anywhere else. And so this is really a good chance to learn about all these different groups and all these different activities for the youth of that age bracket and their parents, and find out what might interest you. These are existing active groups that do a lot, and we as Abington Celebrates have been very grateful to the Scouts in town for all the help that they've given us for various events, so we certainly support anything that they do. Overlapping with that, because that runs till 2, but starting at noon is our big event for Sunday, the Oktoberfest family celebration, and we're all going to talk about this for a bit. We're running it this year. We've changed the hours. We're running from 12 to 3. We have in the past done till 4 and had been finding that activity tailed off significantly after 3. So we're kind of adjusting our time frame based upon our experience with that. This is happening in the front yard of the Frollo School, Memorial Field out back, and the Legion building next door, all on Washington Street. Again, we have a group coming together to sponsor a lot of it. The Jeffrey Coombs Memorial Foundation, the Jeremy Russell Memorial Fund, and the Sergeant Danny Vasilian Memorial Fund. They have come together in the past and paid for some wonderful things. Again, it's free, and Joe's Crazy Critters, and petting zoo, bouncy houses, kids games, hayride, raffles, and free rides and amusements. In addition to that, I know there's food being sold at the Legion. There's activities throughout the whole area, and it's a good day to come out with the family and enjoy the different events. Ken, you had an additional list of some of the people who were going to be there who haven't made my list yet. Could you
I do.
tell us a little more?
I actually just received a text when the meeting started about a group coming, but
So hot off the press.
exactly. The American Legion, you spoke about the American Legion. They're selling hot dogs, hamburgers, sausages, bratwurst,
No
fries.
fried dough this year?
And fried dough.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay.
they'll be there.
Gotta have that.
They'll be there. They also have a beer tent there, and I think a full bar too.
Inside.
Inside, beer tent outside. Cream ice cream promises to be there. We are hoping to get. She was at the
Day.
fireworks.
Flag Day Founders Day, yeah.
Pretzel Girl.
That was popular.
It wasn't a contortionist. It's some really gourmet pretzels. They actually
I
ended
like
up.
their image.
She went up to Cream.
Yes, they actually teamed up with Cream after the Founders Day because they realized what a great combination a nice warm pretzel and vanilla ice cream is. So they may be teaming up again.
Is that a good combination?
I didn't try it.
I didn't either.
I didn't try it, but
Okay,
it's
I'll
I
take
guess
your
it
word
was
for it.
popular from
Yeah.
what I heard.
It was popular.
They did very well, I heard. So,
Okay.
And what else was I going to say? Oh, at Monday's Selectmen's meeting, there's a new company in town. They are called Buzz Meadery. And if anybody knows what mead is,
Isn't that a honey
it's
type?
a honey wine.
Honey wine.
It's a honey
okay.
wine. It's actually made in Abington.
Really?
Yep, and it's supposed to be called the oldest alcoholic beverage in the world.
Where are they setting up?
World's oldest. We're going to set them up near the beer tent. They're going to give free samples, and they'll sell bottles of their.
But they're in town doing business at a particular location?
I don't know what. I don't know if it's out of their house or what, but I know
Okay.
they do sell the product at Billy's Liquors. I've seen it there. They do sampling there. They did sampling at Luke's Liquors last weekend.
Okay.
So they're going to be sampling at the Oktoberfest. They're going to be selling bottles of their product, and I'm working on. I think that the Legion this year. Last year they had District 10
Yes, they did.
beer, but
They're not quite open yet.
they're not quite open yet.
And their new location on Brockton.
Right, so they may be. I'm trying to convince them to maybe sell glasses of the mead there. So if you like the free sample, you can go over to the beer tent and grab that. And the other thing that I just mentioned, we just heard from, and I don't know if anybody has heard of these folks before. I hope you have. Smoking Hogs Barbecue Team. They are a world championship team, and believe it or not, they are based here at Abington. They won the 2011 Jack Daniel's World Championship, the 2014 American Royal Invitational Championship. They have a new line of products. They sell barbecue sauces and rubs, and they're really, really good. I mean, I just can't stop raving about them. They're going to be selling their product. They're going to be sampling their wares. They may even give a demonstration on smoking. He's written 3 books on how on
Really?
smoking and barbecuing. Bill Gillespie, and they are very well. Look them up on Facebook, Smoking Hogs, and they just announced that they will be there. So that's kind of exciting too.
That's
So
excellent.
some great new Abington businesses
Right.
to try to come in. Do I have anything else? Oh yes, absolutely. This year, thanks to newest selectman Kevin DiMaggio, we are going to get the Plymouth County Sheriff's Canine Unit, and I heard that it's going to be, they don't have any big events, so we might actually get their horses.
Really?
Yep, and they have a program, a kid chip or the ID for
Right.
children, so that's going to be there too. So that's kind of a neat thing. And the last thing that I have for you is there is a new group in town. It's basically Plymouth County, but the Abington Community Food Packaging Group. They're going to have a table there with some information, and their plan, their goal this year is the weekend before Thanksgiving, they're going to set up in the Abington High School, and they're going to package 250,000 meals to distribute in the Plymouth County area.
Is that the Jeff
They
Stone
did
group?
some
It
last
is.
year
It is,
too.
I
yes.
thought it was the Jeff Stone group.
So that's exciting. They're going to have information there, and just keep that in mind. I think that's all I really have.
Okay.
Yeah, but-
you mentioned the Plymouth County Sheriff's Canine Unit and maybe horses, which kind of ties into one of our other regular participants here, and that's the Halloween dog costume contest and raffles. The dog park people, after 3 years of effort and fundraising and everything, of course, finally were successful in working with the town and working with the Stanton Foundation and giving Abington its dog park, which is now open, and we were there for the opening and giving out information about Abington Celebrates. And I think I heard that the founders, Lauren and Sue, had just also been honored with a proclamation.
At last night's selectmen meeting,
by the
obviously they should be honored that what they did was
Oh, yeah.
amazing. They saw a need and they worked their butts off and did a great job.
Right.
At basically no cost to the town.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
It's basically a $250,000 dog park, and if you go down there, it's used constantly.
Yes.
And they did it all with, so far, no taxpayer dollars.
Right.
It's just incredible.
Right, it is incredible. And they're going to be with us again. They've always done well with us, and we've always been happy to have them. They'll be set up at the Frollio School as you face it to the left-hand side, and they're going to have a best dressed stuffed dog contest for kids 12 and under at 1 o'clock. It's $1 to enter. Again, this is going to fund.
Those are stuffed animals, not like...
Not well, I suppose that did come out kind of
tax-
badly, didn't it? Stuffed dog.
No
Stuffed
taxidermy.
animal, thank you, no. And then for the real dogs, the canine costume contest starts at 2 o'clock, and that's $3 to enter. And they'll also have raffles and items for sale. I've noticed on Facebook they've already been getting donations for that.
Just make
so
sure
that's
your
kind of
dog is
exciting.
on leash, because the
Always.
animal control officer happens to be Joe of Joe's Crazy
Joe's
Critters.
Crazy
That's
Critters.
right.
Right there, so...
Literally like next
Yes,
door.
exactly.
So yes, please.
This will be the 4th year they've done this dog costume, and it really,
Yeah.
I love it.
it's
That's
fun.
one of my
it's really
most
neat.
favorite
It's so
things.
cute. It really is.
The originality that comes with it is,
Yeah.
and people dress up to match their dogs.
Yep.
And they really get quite into it.
I don't know if they do that on purpose, or they just start to
That's just who they
start to
are?
look like their dogs.
No, let's not go there. But anyway, and another factor is we have live entertainment for this. Nancy, this is perhaps our 3rd year in a row for the Double Eagle Oktoberfest German Band, and that's
Yes.
being provided
Yes,
to us by the Summer Concert Folk,
Right.
of which you are the chair.
That's okay. I don't mind doing that. I love to support music, especially live music.
Yes.
And what would an Oktoberfest party be without an Oompa band? So we have the Double Eagle Oktoberfest band coming back.
These guys are fun.
Oh, they are so fun. And
What is it they say?
I know, I never can get it. They speak in German. And they have a toast. It,
Yes.
I don't know. You can see in the picture there how.
That's not our event, sorry, but
Yes, it is our
Oh, yes,
event.
not with a yellow tent.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is. The
was.
first year we had the
Okay.
Don't
big
fight,
tent.
kids.
I know because I took it. But
We're doing white tents now. That's
yeah,
why I'm confused.
I think her, the lady, you can see her
yeah.
beer. We have to buy a little bit of beer.
Yes,
for
we
them.
have to supply them with beer.
And
They were embarrassed to ask for it, actually. The
Right.
first year they didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they have after they finish like a half-hour music, they stop, and they do this toast with their beer, and it's all in German, and Lord knows what they say, but it is so fun to watch them.
And they have
you-
instruments for the kids. It's really good. They're
Yep,
great.
and I know the lady that plays the tuba or sousaphone there, she has another mouthpiece, and she lets kids try to blow it and everything. And so they'll be under the tent on the lawn between the Frollio and the Legion from 1 to 3. And the Abington Summer Concerts Committee is very pleased to be able to supply them for Abington Celebrates.
Once
And
again.
Thank you.
We've done all the music that Abington Celebrate has had for their various events. We've been able to supply it, and we're very happy to do it.
And we're very happy to have it. True confessions here. I don't know if you knew this. I played the sousaphone in the
I saw
Abington
you.
High School
Oh,
band.
no, I didn't see that.
under Paul K. Smith when I was a
That's
high
right.
school student. So it was an interesting instrument to learn, and I have to admit I haven't kept up with it. So,
It must have been hard carrying that sousaphone on the back of the horse, right? Going to school.
Yeah,
Well,
it
I
really was uphill both ways in the
Yeah,
snow.
yeah, exactly.
But you tried playing it with these
No,
people.
I
You
have
didn't?
not. No,
It
no,
wasn't you. I
it
saw
wasn't
somebody
me.
doing
No,
it. I
no,
thought
no,
it was
no,
you.
No, no. I
But
haven't,
anyway.
haven't tried to revive that talent. Thank you very much.
But it's so much fun that you can, buy your lunch and sit under the tent and listen to the music.
Because they're
Or
right
just
next to the
sit-
Legion Hall, so
Enjoy your mead.
Not far from the
Enjoy
beer.
your mead, yeah.
And we typically set up the tables, not like round ones or anything. They're rectangular. They're set up in rows, almost like it is a German beer hall. So you're sitting at long tables, enjoying your food and enjoying your.
Right.
your
And
beer.
there's a place where you can take photos
Yes.
Yes, that's probably just a little sidebar that is an awful lot of fun. We set up a photo shooting spot
Yeah.
with like your chrysanthemums.
there. A selfie
and
station,
your-
I guess you could call
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But this year we found this I don't know what you call it behind me.
It's a set, I guess, or
it says
a
right
scrim?
here, and it's one of those things that you
stick your head in.
you put your head in and take a photo and have a good time. And it's a good way to remember that you had a good time at Oktoberfest Abington.
We almost should find a way to put the year up there so we can
Yeah, we
change
could do
it
that.
every year.
Yep. But so it'll be a nice spot to take a memorable photo and have fun.
Sure, I think so. And of course, part of all of this that's going on, we've referenced it a couple times, is the beer and food garden with the American Legion. There are another one of our partners in this effort that make it successful every year and make sure the adults have as much fun as the kids. So that's a useful thing to know as well.
And all the kids' events are free too.
Yes,
It's just
absolutely.
What was it you said? People came up to you after the first year. What did they say to you?
Yeah, it was interesting. Neighbors had mentioned that the previous weekend they had driven 12 miles to go somewhere and stood in line for half an hour to participate in events that we were offering for free right here in their hometown. And we were very proud of that, and I was proud that they mentioned it as well, that this is something Abington does for Abington citizens and Abington's children, which of course is much the purpose of everything we do at Abington Celebrates through our different celebrations, which is kind of a good segue to mention a few other things going on relative to this. Well, first relative to this is once again we've been invited back to participate in the Barretts Haunted House. This is perhaps our third year?
I believe so.
Is that right?
Yep.
And that's on Thursday, October 24th. Now, I know Michelle had put out a request for volunteers early on, and I think got that roster filled pretty quickly.
People have had so much fun the last couple of years.
They
It's
really have.
great,
Because,
you
I
know.
mean, as volunteers, you can volunteer to either be on the actors staff or the support staff and everything. And it's a wonderful event, and they choose carefully who they're going to invite to this. It's a fundraiser
There's actually only, I went to the meeting, there's only 11 nights during the year where
where they do this at
local
all.
groups can do it because the weekends are actors. So
Yeah.
it's an honor, actually.
It is.
And it's a great fundraiser.
Perfect, and a lot of fun for the participants. So
Also encourage people on nights, October 24th, Thursday, to come down that night because you'll be supporting, you'll be
Abington
supporting-
Celebrates.
And if you
yes.
look for coupons, go in the Barretts, there's coupons, and I believe Thursday they do a meal deal or
Oh,
something
nice.
where you can get a meal. And this year, I don't want to give it away, but it's,
But
I
you're
won't
gonna
give
give
it
it
away.
away?
No, I won't give it away, but they have some brand new sets and it's really, I read some
Ah.
reviews already and it's been pretty spooky. So,
So if you think you know Barrett's Haunted House, you don't know
You don't
Barrett's
know it.
Haunted
You
House
don't
because
know it.
it's changing. Okay, that's good to hear.
Yep.
So
Well,
we keep it original.
I know. I think it's important to point out to the folks that might be watching that we're always trying to raise funds because everything we do costs us some money, especially the fireworks.
Yes.
So this is one of the ways that we start the fund for next year.
Right.
So hopefully people will support it.
Also, too, I just want to remind everybody that your group, your charitable organization, church, youth group, if you want to be involved in this, you're more than welcome to join us. We'd love to have you, whether it be an information table, if you want to sell items, if you want to sponsor hay rides or entertainment activities, anything. The more the merrier. I've actually reached out to the boosters. I think they might be there selling some of their products.
Good.
I know groups are shorthanded for help, but hopefully please, if you're interested, if you're a church group or a youth group, you know, a high school class or anything, reach out to us. Bring your ideas, or we might have some ideas for you.
About things that you could
yeah,
do,
and not necessarily just Oktoberfest, but if you do want to do Oktoberfest, come out soon. But the other, you know, the June events and the upcoming. Oh, it's a nice segue. The upcoming Christmas.
There you go.
Weekend.
December 7th at Island Grove, we will once again be lighting the town Christmas tree. And that's always a wonderful event, and Santa Claus is usually there in his secret workshop to be greeting children. And we have a bunch of other things that we do that night, which we'll talk about more when we get closer to it, but we want you to be saving the date on your calendar, and that's the 7th at Island Grove.
Saturday.
And Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 8th, we're once again doing a Christmas concert at United Church of Christ. I think it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And that has been growing every year. We have potentially some new people performing this year. I've invited actually the high school chorus and talking with Steve Shannon about that. We didn't make their printed calendar, but they also volunteer for things, and we're looking at pulling together a group from the schools to participate. That would be a first, and we would welcome that. And reached out to a few other soloists who we haven't greeted in the past, so we're looking forward to that event as well.
And that calendar is in flux, so like we spoke,
Right.
if somebody wants to come up and say, I've got a great idea, actually, I'm sorry, the 6th we have our
Yes.
tradition.
I'm sorry, I blew it.
Yep.
The ugly sweater ball.
Yes,
and that's
exactly.
at the Legion.
That's the Legion, and
That's a Friday night.
It's growing in leaps and bounds, and we actually had twice as many people there as the first year.
Right.
Of course, we only had 2 people the first year, but
Oh, you
no,
had more than
no,
2.
no, no,
Come
no.
on.
We had quite a big crowd, and that is a lot of fun. Great photo opportunities. Cheap drinks. Did I say that out loud?
Yes,
but
you did,
It's
but that's okay.
It's a lot of fun, and there are some really ugly sweaters and costumes.
And you don't understand how ugly they are until you really see them all in one place. And when people are trying to be the ugliest,
Yes.
it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of fills you with the Christmas spirit. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, overflowing with the Christmas spirit, maybe.
Anyway, and that will end for us end out our 2019. And we're already beginning to plan Flag Day, Founders Day on the second weekend of June for next year. And once again, we'll be offering for our 3rd year in a row, we'll be doing fireworks. And I know everyone looks forward to that. I'm not telling you the date because it's a secret, and we never announce anything about Abington fireworks outside of Abington. It's a hometown event, and it's growing, God help me, but it's growing anyway. And
It's growing at a good pace.
It
so
is.
It's very good.
It's not getting out of hand. We want to keep it hometown scale.
absolutely,
So
yeah.
people think I do joke about keeping it a secret, but the point is always this: we want to keep the scale small and keep it a hometown event. That's what we're all about, and that's what we want the fireworks to be all about. It's quite a treat. Anyway, I also wanted to, before I forget, because I am forgetting, we have laid out up front here our prizes for the pumpkin carving, first, second, and third prizes, and these were assembled by Judy O'Brien, and we thank her for that. She jumped in and did that. She also actually was the one who arranged for the $3 off certificate from Sione's. So Judy, we normally see Judy involved in the Civil War reenactment stuff, but she jumped in to help us with Oktoberfest as well, and we're very, very thankful for her participation. She just took the ball and ran with it and said, here it is. So we love volunteers like that.
Selectman Jim Connolly, too, has been behind the scenes working, helping us out a little bit with reaching out to the meadery,
Good.
Buzz Meadery, and stuff like that.
Everyone helps in the way they can.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
anyway.
We can always use more help.
Absolutely.
Volunteers, we love volunteers. It's wonderful. So, and as I said, some of I just know right off the top of my head when I went through this, we're certainly going to need help organizing the pumpkins for Pumpkin Point, because we're hoping there'll be a lot of them. And to get them arranged and get them lit in time is going to be an effort. So if you're interested in helping out with that, we would welcome the help for that. Anyway, so committee, what have I forgotten?
We need to get our picture taken in the cutout.
Do we?
Yeah, exactly.
We're mic'd.
I already
We really
had mine
can't
taken.
move. We can't move. So we'll work on that later.
Okay.
We'll do that for publication on the internet or something. But I think that ends our program tonight. We thank you for tuning in and learning what's going to happen. Look for our brochures that will be out soon. And they'll be also distributed through the school system, through their constant contact program. So if you're not finding it, maybe your kids will find it. And they're all family events, so we invite the families to participate.
Facebook.
I was
Yeah.
just going to say.
Oh,
Abington
yeah.
celebrates
Watch our
on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Absolutely. And newsletter.
We have a newsletter, that's right.
Michelle's been
yeah.
very active with the newsletter, and that's done wonderful things for us. So there's lots of ways to learn about us in addition to this program. So go online and check it out, and look around town, and you'll learn more about what we do. And we look forward to seeing all of you at Oktoberfest. So, and that, I think, is what we have to say for tonight. So thank you all for joining us.
Auf Wiedersehen bei Blasmusik. Ein schöner Tag ist aus. Wir wünschen euch von Herzen Glück. Kommt alle gut nach Haus. Beim nächsten Mal wird's wieder schön. Wir kommen gern zurück. Auf Wiedersehen und Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen bei Blasmusik. Beim nächsten Mal wird's wieder schön. Wir kommen gern zurück. Auf Wiedersehen und Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen bei Blasmusik.